What is up, gamers? Today, I'm here to give a spicy hot take about which department is best. And by the time you finish watching this video, you'll know which departments fit you and which departments are worse than my programming skills. A lot of salty tears will be shed, but hey, it's not my fault your department sucks. Now for some clarification, I'm going to be focusing on the 4 main departments. With that said, let's jump straight into it. Foreign Affairs is the department for people who think they are upper-class citizens in this game. But in reality, most FA heads don't know how to do anything remotely useful besides talking out of their ass and grandstanding about how great their alliance is, all while stroking their fragile egos. Anytime someone starts an argument about which alliance is Christ reincarnated and which one is the spawn of Satan, you can always count on the FA heads of both sides to be keyboard warriors. Now, if you want to be a good FA head, you'll need 3 sets of skills. The first one is being likable. Now that may discourage a lot of people from approaching FA based on that alone, but you also have to realize that just like you, all the other FA heads are living in their mom's basement as well, so there is nothing to worry about. Second is gaslighting. Eventually you will have a forum post come out detailing all of your wrongdoings, and when that happens, you'll need to be able to convince everyone that the situation was completely different and that you were the good guy this whole time. And the third one is negotiating. After a long, hard war, you need to be able to gauge what you can get away with and not demand 200 terms for alliances that are not in your war. Now, if you hate yourself and want to be the guy everyone blames for when shit goes down, then FA is the job for you. And if you haven't stepped down after a year or watched your alliance burn at that point, then you should be alright until the entire game coalition's your ass. Internal Affairs is the department for those who want to be a Discord mod, but want to contribute to something besides talking to their little kitten. IA heads are always busy dealing with retarded applicants, members who go inactive just to fuck with you, and keeping an alliance full of iPad kids alive. Most people interested in IA tend to start interviewing applicants and mentoring new members, but most of them tend to disappear after 2 weeks once they realize that they will have no life if they continue. Now, if you want to be known as one of the best IA heads in this game, note down what I'm about to say. Patience is key. As much as you want to tell little Timmy to kill himself and kick him out of the Alliance after he accidentally switched to the aqua color block instead of switching his war policy, you have to understand that no one is perfect, yourself included. There will also be tough times, like when you're too busy to hang out with your IRL friends because you're trying to find out which little shit leaked the latest announcement post. And lastly, you gotta face reality. There will be a point where you'll have to kick a close friend out of the Alliance because they're just as bad as Pantheon was. If you're willing to do all that while having no life, then IA is the best department for you. And who knows, you'll probably end up better than 95% of all the IA heads in this game. And one more tip, don't date any girls who play this game, it's a horrible idea. Econ is the department for those who already have a degree in economics or accounting and know all 2000 functions in Microsoft Excel. You are responsible for turning a shit startup alliance that you and your friends made one night after drinking too much Jack Daniels in the back of a hooker bar into a top 25 alliance with a bunch of high-tier nations all within a year. Now, depending on how your economy is set up, it can range from being the easiest job in your entire life to speedrunning Google Sheets 100% runs. But how you set it up will also reflect your growth, whether you are relying on your retarded members knowing how to grow their nations, or you proving how Karl Marx was a socio-economic genius in a nation sim. Out of all the departments, Econ is the hardest to get into because of the small amount of people needed to run it and the fact that most people don't know how to use PEMDAS. Now, to be a good Econ head, you'll need to understand these concepts. For most people, ROI is a term that you throw around to show how smart you are. But in reality, most people don't know how it works. What most people don't understand is that you need to make money off your investment after getting ROI. This is why certain alliances have trouble growing. Treat your alliance bank as an actual bank. Every time a member deposits something into their holdings, you need to take that and start investing it back into the alliance. If you let that money just sit in there, then your IQ must be the same as your city count. Don't invest in risky ventures. Just because little Timmy is asking for a $4 billion loan 4 days after he joins doesn't mean you should give him one. If you keep doing that, then your alliance is going to end up like the Orbis Stock Exchange. Don't spend money on shit projects. I swear to God, if you allow any member to buy Moon Landing or Mars Landing, then your alliance should just disband. Projects that have a super high ROI or don't generate any revenue are money sinks that I added to watch morons buy them so I can make fun of them. If you can understand those basic concepts and still haven't run away from all these special math terms, then Econ might be a good department to look into joining. And maybe, just maybe, your alliance might end up being in the top 50 alliances in the game. Probably not. When it comes to Milcom, the people usually in it are some of the best fighters in that alliance, and they are so good at fighting that leadership forces them to do Milcom while pointing a gun at their head. Now, the best way to explain Milcom is to use the hot, toxic ex-girlfriend analogy. Most of the time, you two will be apart. However, once in a blue moon, you two will get the urge to get back together. And once that happens, then your life is going to be hell for the next 2 to 3 months. During that period of hell, you'll do a bunch of shit like arguing with your allies over who gets to hit who in a blitz, dealing with a bunch of noobs who have never fought in a war, watching over 100 to 300 wars at a time to make sure everyone is doing good, and if you're losing, switch everyone to guerrilla warfare. Also, if you disappear mid-war, your alliance will die. So if you're down for hell every 3 to 6 months and enjoy your vacations between those periods, then Milcom is the best department for you. So now that you've seen all 4 departments and all of their positives and negatives, you probably have already made a decision. And you may be nervous at first, but don't worry. You'll end up having a lot of fun doing it. And even if you don't like the department, you can always switch and try something new. That's what makes politics and war so fun. My favorite part about working in government is all the cool people I've met doing it and the friends I made along the way. But you're probably waiting for me to answer the real question. Which department is best? And after doing a lot of research and analyzing data, I finally have figured out which department is best. It is my honor to say that the best department in government is tech. Suck my dick!